The summer of love faded, but as the 60s ended, a new darkness crept into Northern California. A shadow, cold and calculating, began to haunt the Bay Area. He called himself the Zodiac, and for years he held San Francisco in a grip of fear. The Zodiac didn't just kill, he announced his crimes, taunted the public, and turned murder into a twisted game. He sent letters to newspapers, demanding front-page coverage and threatening more violence if ignored. Inside these notes were cryptic ciphers, strange symbols, and chilling threats. He dared the world to catch him hiding behind a crosshair symbol that became his signature. The mystery wasn't just who he was, but why he did it. Fame, thrill, or something darker. Police, the FBI, and amateur detectives all had theories, but the truth stayed hidden in the Bay's fog. The Zodiac vanished as mysteriously as he appeared, leaving behind an unsolved case and a city forever changed. Decades later, the files remain open, a testament to one of America's greatest criminal mysteries. The name Zodiac still sends a shiver down the spine, a reminder of a time when fear could be mailed with a stamp. His story is more than true crime. It's a chilling look at fear, investigation, and the power of an unsolved mystery. Even now, the Zodiac's shadow refuses to fade. The case remains unsolved, the legend undying, and the world still wonders, who was the Zodiac? It began on a cold December night in 1968, on a lonely road near Benicia. High schoolers Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were on their first date, until a stranger ended their lives without warning or motive. The police were baffled, and the case went cold. Months later, on July 4, 1969, another couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, were attacked in Vallejo. Darlene was killed. Michael survived and described the attacker as a short, heavy-set white male. Soon after, a calm voice called police, claiming credit for both attacks. The killer's spree continued that fall. On September 27, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were attacked at Lake Berryessa by a hooded figure with a cross-circle symbol. Cecilia died. Brian survived and described the bizarre costume and chilling threats. The killer left a message on Brian's car, listing his crimes. Then, on October 11th, San Francisco cab driver Paul Stein was murdered in Presidio Heights. This time, the killer took a piece of Stein's shirt as a trophy and mailed it to the press. A police dispatcher's error in suspect description may have let the killer slip away. The Zodiac's attacks were random, his motives unclear, and his presence terrifyingly unpredictable. Each crime left the city more anxious, the police more desperate. He was always one step ahead, vanishing into the night. The Bay Area was gripped by fear, and the Zodiac's reign of terror had only begun. The killer's game was underway, and no one felt safe. The city waited, dreading his next move. The Zodiac had arrived, and he wanted everyone to know it. The Zodiac craved attention as much as he craved violence. On August 1, 1969, 3 newspapers received nearly identical letters, each with details only the killer could know. He signed with a crosshair symbol and included a cryptogram, claiming it would reveal his identity. He threatened more killings if the cipher wasn't published. The newspapers complied, and the public was transfixed. It wasn't the FBI or NSA who cracked the code, but a high school teacher and his wife. The message was chilling. He killed for fun, collecting slaves for the afterlife. No name, just a twisted confession. The Zodiac sent more letters, mocking police and taunting the public. In November 1969, he sent the infamous Z340 cipher, a puzzle that stumped experts for decades. In 2020, a team of private citizens finally cracked it. The message was another taunt. "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me." Again, no name, just arrogance and threats. 2 other ciphers remain unsolved, their secrets locked away. The Zodiac's letters became his weapon, spreading fear and confusion. He manipulated the media, the police, and the public, always staying one step ahead. His ciphers were puzzles, but the real mystery was the man behind them. The Zodiac's words haunted the Bay Area as much as his crimes. His identity stayed hidden, his legend grew. The pen was as deadly as the gun. The Zodiac investigation spanned multiple counties and agencies, but coordination was a challenge. Each department had its own files and theories, making it hard to connect the dots. The killer crossed county lines, but the investigation often didn't. Lead detectives like Dave Toschi became public figures, chasing thousands of tips and suspects. The FBI joined in, analyzing ciphers and handwriting, but the Zodiac left few physical clues. He wore gloves, used common weapons, and left only psychological terror. The flood of tips overwhelmed investigators, most leading nowhere. The Zodiac created confusion and misdirection, making the hunt one of America's most frustrating manhunts. He was a ghost, always present, never caught. The Zodiac case spawned endless theories and a gallery of suspects. Arthur Lee Allen was the most prominent. He owned a Zodiac watch, was near some attacks, and was identified by a survivor. But his fingerprints and DNA didn't match, and the evidence was never conclusive. Gary Francis Post was named by private investigators, citing scars and cryptic clues, but law enforcement found no hard evidence. Other suspects included Richard Gaikowski and Lawrence Kane, each with circumstantial links. The Zodiac's profile, intelligent, arrogant, possibly with military or law enforcement ties, fit thousands. Speculation flourished, blurring fact and fiction. None of these men were ever charged. The suspects remain shadows, and the mystery endures. Until a definitive link is found, the Zodiac's true identity remains hidden. The Zodiac's terror went beyond his victims. He held the entire Bay Area hostage. His attacks were random, making everyone feel vulnerable. Everyday activities became tinged with dread. The media became his stage, amplifying his threats and legend. Newspapers faced the impossible choice: print his letters or risk more violence. The crosshair symbol became a brand of fear. Police were overwhelmed by tips and public panic. The Zodiac mocked their efforts, orchestrating a psychological war. Gun and lock sales soared. People stayed home at night. The carefree 60s gave way to fear and suspicion. Even threats he never carried out, like attacking a school bus, sent waves of panic. The Zodiac's shadow lingered long after his last letter. Decades passed, but the Zodiac case never truly went cold. Modern forensics brought new hope. DNA from stamps and envelopes offered a chance at a breakthrough. A partial DNA profile ruled out suspects like Arthur Lee Allen, but contamination and limited samples made a match elusive. Cold case detectives and the FBI still revisit the evidence, hoping for a breakthrough. Amateur sleuths keep the case alive online, debating theories and trying to crack the remaining ciphers. The Zodiac's arrogance and anonymity fascinate us. A villain who became a legend. He created a character, played a game, and vanished. The case is a chilling reminder that some mysteries endure. The fear of the unknown lingers. As long as his identity remains secret, the Zodiac's ghost haunts American crime lore. The shadow remains, just out of reach.